Good evening. So tonight's episode is about exploring how starting over means that we are leaning into a new experience. And that new experience really helps us to really think about who we are and the self-knowledge that we have of ourselves. So what we know, it travels with us, it goes with us, right? So starting again doesn't mean that you're starting from nothing, that you are a blank slate. So before I get into this conversation, let me introduce you to the channel. I'm Dr. Davia. Welcome to Not All the Things. This is a space for success-driven, mature women of color where we talk about ways to balance our work and our life, wellness and wine. And tonight's conversation is a continuation of the series that I've started about, but I can't, right? So, but I can't do one thing or but I can't do another. Tonight's conversation, but I can't start over. And yes, you can. Yes, we can. And we should, right? And so if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I am trying to grow my community, and it's free, and it tells the algorithm to just send some folks like you my way. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. I'm really pushing to be consistent. And this month, I have my own little personal challenge of just moving forward with intention and using my voice in a way that is really reflective of what I'm going through right now and what's going on around me. And I hope that it is helpful to those of you who are watching. So if you think somebody might find this message or my past content interesting, please share it with them. I have a goal of having 500 subscribers by June. I think it's doable, but I'm gonna need your help. So please help me out. So tonight I'm gonna discuss with you what I'm calling myths. So I have done this reflection in the frame of 4 myths. There's probably more, but the ones that are standing out to me that consistently come up when I hear people say, but I can't start over. The first one that I think we need to get rid of is that there's this timeline. There's an imaginary timeline, right? And we all know about it. We may not say it, but things like you should be married by 30. You should have your first kid before 35. You should graduate college in 4 years. You should go to college and you have this amount of time to get it done. All of these things are timelines that are constructed, and I'm not sure they're helpful in any way, especially if you want to do something different, right? There's this myth that you should be established by a certain age, you should have bought a house by a certain age, that you should be done reinventing yourself. You should be a mature adult at some point. And so there are times when you get a tap, or you get a nudge, or you hear something in a dream, and you're like, what is going on? What is pulling me? And we're constantly trying not to listen to that truth. But really, there is no timeline to do something, right? And I'm glad that that's the case, because if there was a timeline, we won't step out on faith, right? We won't lean in and say, I want to try this out. So I think we need to get rid of the myth that there's a timeline to do a thing. I still want to learn how to play the drums, and it's not too late. I'm going to put that on the list, right? If you want to travel, if you want to explore something, it's not too late to go back to school. It's not too late to pick up a hobby. It's not too late. There's no set timeline that says you can't do this thing because of your age, right? And if we could just release ourselves from that myth, then we can push ourselves to do something that we want to do. So that idea of, but I can't start over because I'm too old, or I can't start over because I should have already done the thing. We need to release ourselves, because growth does not happen on a schedule, right? It just doesn't. And clarity around who and what you're going to be, you're always becoming something. At least that's the hope, right? So that first myth is one that I think we need to let go of. Absolutely let go of. The second myth, and this is a big one, right? Starting over means what? Starting over means that you don't know something. Starting over means that you look foolish. Starting over means that you don't know what you're doing with your life. I mean, it could be any one of those, but it could mean that you're starting from a place of experience now, right? You've had some life. Some things have happened. You're not going into anything empty-handed. You're going in with knowledge. You're going in with discernment. You're going in with self-awareness. You're going in hopefully noticing your own patterns about how you are and what makes you shift and pivot. And so you're going in with life, right? You're going in with resilience. So you can start over. And that's a real myth, that all these things are, keeping you from starting over because it means you don't know something. It means you haven't arrived at something. We're always hopefully evolving into our better selves, right? And so but I can't start over because it means something. It doesn't mean that you're empty-handed, right? It doesn't mean that you're inexperienced. You don't know that thing, but you know a lot of things. And so the awareness should give you some peace that you can start new because you're not reckless. You have life. As my husband would say, mother has lived, right? And so mother has lived. So if you are really wanting to take a step and hearing that little nudge or something is saying to you, go ahead and try it. Starting over means that you have some kind of energy, some kind of experience, some kind of awareness that you're going to bring to that next step, whatever that next step may be. And we do not have to know the path. We just have to take the step. And if I'm not learning anything else on this journey, I am learning that. Starting over means that I am bringing some real lived experience with me. And I have newness that I am going to experience. I have, some angst about some things, but I have life and I'm bringing that with me. Myth number 3. What are you actually afraid of? I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Well, I think we should acknowledge the fact that there is some fear, right? But it's not that you can't do. It's not that you're afraid of the rebuild, right? You have to acknowledge the fact that yes, there is some fear in it, but that what you're letting go of is the things that you know really well. Every day I go, I miss my team. Oh my God, it was so much easier with the folks that I had. And this new team, I gotta rebuild. I don't know them, they don't know me. The culture is different. And so admitting that, yes, it's different. And, there is a little bit of fear in that, but it's not that I'm scared to do the thing. I'm just scared that it's going to take me a much longer time to get very much expert in that. And it's okay, right? But there's a little bit of humility about it, right? There is a whole lot of excitement about learning something new, navigating a new experience. And again, I'm not a blank slate, right? But it's also like, I don't know, it's a little bit exciting, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but I do think we should honor the fact that there's some fear, but it should not stop us from taking a step. It should not stop us from moving forward. I hope that makes sense. Again, this is me working through a lot of my own reflections about how I am dealing with my everyday and my new normal in this space. This fourth myth, it's going to sound strange, right? That you're not leaving yourself behind when you say, but I can't because I'm going to start over. You are bringing yourself to it. I need you to think about who you are, your identity is going to come with you. It's portable, right? It's like that really nice Monos bag. It's coming with you, right? And it's one of the biggest lessons I've learned. The things that I value, they're with me right now. I still value them, right? The things that I know to be true about myself, they come with me to this new experience, right? So you starting over, meaning, oh my God, I'm going to be a whole new person. You might, but you really are going to bring your full life and your full identity with you. And so your self-knowledge travels, your lived experience travels, your who you are travels, what you respect and how you treat people, that travels, right? You don't really leave yourself behind, right? You are so many layers of things, and it all comes with you into that new space, right? And so you're not a new person. You are in a new environment, and you are bringing yourself with you, as crazy as that sounds, right? But I think it's important that people realize that it's not going to be all new, because you're still going to be who you are, right? The things that make you laugh, the things that get on your nerve, all that stuff is going to come. All that stuff is external. Those are external shifts that are making, but your core, what you believe in, is still going to be there, right? And so when things start to make me wonder about any of it, I just have to laugh and go, well, of course, because that's who I am, right? I am going to wonder about that. I am going to ask for clarity. I am going to bring light. I am going to take the positive side, because that's who I am. That's what I know to be, right? That is me to my core. And so, starting over doesn't mean, at least for me, that it's going to be something totally, that I am going to be something totally different. Because I can only be me. And I hope you can release yourself of that myth, especially if you're worried about that, right? And so I really want to just say that I am constantly thinking about how this move and this new experience is shaping me and helping me to just say out loud some things, especially when I hear people say, oh my God, you're so brave, you took this move. I'm not a but I can't person. And so I'm hoping that this is helpful, especially if you have that quiet voice that says, but I really can't leave this job. Yes, you can. You can leave that job. You can find a new experience. You can move to Paris like you've always wanted. You can do it. I'm living proof that you can do it. Now with support, it's even better, right? And maybe what you're really doing is looking at this new self that you want to be, and maybe you're not starting over. Maybe it's not a start over. Maybe it is a realignment with yourself. Maybe God is opening a door for you, or tapping you, or saying, you know what, I got something else for you. I need you to shine in this way. Maybe it's about being in alignment with yourself, right? Maybe you haven't been listening and you're getting the tap, 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 right? And if we stop putting like these timelines in front of us, like you have to do this by this. And again, I'm still struggling with that because I have to be retired by, right? It's in my head now. Like I want to be retired before retirement age so that I feel that intentionality is ahead of me. But there is no time. I might want to reinvent myself again and become a winemaker in Portugal in a few years, right? And so if that's the case, I'm just going to be in alignment with myself and doing something else. And so we're not behind. You can start over. And you have to reframe this starting over as being something that's big and scary and not you. And people are going to say that you're not being responsible and that you're being selfish. You could just be in alignment with yourself. And that's okay, right? And that's what this new moment could be. So I hope that you keep those myths in mind, right? That there's this time limit that we're putting, and that we have to do something by a certain time, and that starting over means something that's, a little bit untrue, maybe a lot untrue, and that there is not fear. I think we should honor the fact that there is some fear, but it shouldn't keep you from it, and that your identity is portable, right? Your values, the who you are, is going to come with you, right? And we need to acknowledge that. You're not going to be a whole new person. You're going to be the lived person you have. If you've got 50 plus years on this earth, baby, that's coming with you for sure, right? So, again, I didn't want to stay long, but I did want to share because this is what's been on my mind, and these are the things that I've been contemplating, especially as I listen to my sister friends say things like, dang, I can't believe you're all the way in Thailand and that you made this move and that your family was like cool with it. And I'm very grateful for the support. But I also want you all to know that you can stop saying, but I can't start over, because there's some myths that are keeping us. This But I Can't series is really about breaking through and being honest with yourself and listening to that quiet voice. If you want to be the ski instructor and you have a full pension, you know who I'm talking about, you can do that, right? If you want to live and work with horses and whatever it is that you really are dreaming, I would say go for it. Absolutely go for it. So I want to just say cheers. And remember not to be doing all the things. Please, if you aren't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it. And share this with one other sister. Remember, I am trying to get to 500, and I'm going to need your help to do so. Thanks. Have a good day. Or a good evening. Bye.